when I was told about the space that I was offered, it really made me nervous. Like usually I'm already like to conquer projects, ready to just dive in. But this is one I really had to think about. I really had to think hard about, and it wasn't just a one-day process. Like I think I thought about it for a couple of weeks. I had to move fairly quickly, but especially when I was told the size and scale of this project. It is 12 feet by 47, 12 feet high, 47 feet long. So this is the biggest wall that I've ever done. I think the pandemic kind of changed everybody's life. It's really shifted everybody's as, not even just creative beings, but just as beings in general. We've learned to transition and shift our whole way of thinking, our whole way of living. So, of course, it affected me as an artist. So for a while, I just was in this space where I was kind of stuck and really didn't know what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to work larger than life. I've always wanted my work to be able to be seen from afar. So I started doing chalk drawings outside, and I mentioned earlier that I started taking them to different hospitals. So when I was asked to do them at the museum, when I was asked to do this project at the museum, I was honored. But I had to really get creative and think about how I could expand this small mission that I had started to really elevate it to where it would be impactful to a different audience and also incorporate a stronger message inside of it. And I really wanted to create something to welcome people as warm as possible, to make them feel comfortable walking into the museum. So each figure really they're doing a different greeting. So it's almost like a learning lesson as well. They're waving, they're doing the namaste, and the salute. It's just ways of saying hello without actually physically touching people. Okay. So the expressions of these individuals very important to me. We all have to wear these masks, so it's like sometimes you really don't know what's under the mask. But I felt like it was very important for me to try to capture happiness in the eyes. So during the time of being invited, to do some work at KMAC, it was very significant. Like we are in a movement, for African Americans and Black individuals, not only in this country but all around the world. So to be in a space, in a museum where African American artists are not often, I don't want to say allowed, but they don't really have the opportunity as other artists. It was super important to me to represent me and my culture in this space, and I think that's just my job as an artist, as a Black woman, is just to continue to put us in spaces that we're not often seen. But my mom has been doing her since she was 15 years old, and just being a Black girl, being a Black woman, her is a part of our culture. So her is something that I'm very, 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 very particular about. And I just think her represents us well. When you see a certain type of hair, you see nappy hair, you see thick hair, you see, it's just not straight, it's not blind. You almost know who it is. And I thought that was very important. Afros, kinks, curls, lace fronts, baby hairs. All of that is very important to us. So that's what I mean by, representing us well, representing who we are. And that's really me not being ashamed of who I am and where I come from, and just incorporating that into my work. But I consider myself as a muralist, and because I feel like murals are very powerful. Size really helps determine a lot of things, and not even just art, tall people, tall buildings, big spaces, a large empty room with tall ceilings, all can just mean many different things. So I think murals, just being the scales that they are, they send a powerful message. And like I said, it kind of chimes back and seeing African Americans this big, being represented the way that they should be represented. They're not mug shots, they're not bad media articles. I'm not spilling dirty laundry, giving tea. It's nothing like that. And I think we deserve to be acknowledged and appreciated on such a large scale level because we have done so many impactful things in this country. And I just want to give us the opportunity to be celebrated, to be praised and to be honored the way that we should. So I really took advantage of this space to really do that. I was asked to be in this space. It was an opportunity, so I was like, I'm gonna take it a step further, and I asked for help to create another project, which was, I did a portrait of Breonna Taylor, which I was already working on for her birthday. But I really, and that's what I do. I paint victims of violence. I honor human life. I humanize something that is so tragic. And that's kind of how I really, got my foot in a lot of doors, and I got people to listen to me by seeing these faces and capturing these images, capturing these souls. So that's something that I normally do, but I didn't want to just paint that picture and give it to the family like I usually do. I really wanted to use that to try to impact the entire world, but I needed help to do that because I didn't really know what direction to go in. So I came in the museum and literally I had a 10-minute conversation because, people have schedules. People have things they need to do. And I asked for help to project this image on Metro Hall. Something that I knew would impact this entire world, which it was everywhere. Like, it got a response that I don't even think I realized it was going to get. Yeah. So we have 40 signed mugs in the shop that you all can purchase. Is available. Also, there's unsigned mugs as well. But what's really important, what's really beautiful about what's going to be going on with these mugs is 1/3 of the proceeds, I got to choose a charity that I wanted it to go to, and I chose the Louisville Bail Fund Project. Just really me supporting protesters and supporting people that are fighting on the front lines. Me trying to give as much as I can to that, because I'm standing right there with my people, even though I may not be able to be out there every day protesting. I really just want people to know that I support and I love them and I care for them, and I include my community and my family and my friends and in everything that I'm doing. I think about them, emotions and my artwork and anything that I possibly can. I stand with you all and I support you all. So anybody that's going to be purchasing these mugs, you will be supporting the movement. And I hope that you are proud and honored to do so.